From Business Insider, I'm Polly. No, that's not her name. That's what she identifies as because, people identify now not by anything more important than their sexual proclivities. And live with my husband and boyfriend. Yeah, she's living with two simp dudes, and they're both simps because one is a husband that tolerates her having a live-in boyfriend, and the other is a boyfriend that tolerates his girlfriend having a live-in husband. We make $155,000 a year combined and can finally buy a house. Well, that's going to be real complicated when divorce comes about, right? Which ain't going to take very long. I mean, they all three own an equal stake in a house. How's that going to work out? How is that going to work out? Is the boyfriend going to own a piece of the house, or is it just going to be her and the hubby? Who is, I think, the neckbeard, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so interesting. And, of course, she's covered in hideous and very visible tattoos. I'm surprised she doesn't have them on her face, too. So, yeah, this is part of a series called Splitting the Difference, which examines the financial lives of couples. Yeah, because, of course, even supposed business publications are now getting into pushing proclivities and lifestyles. Yeah, because what would Business Insider be without talking about swinging and polyamory? So it begins by saying, I'm a millennial. Yeah, go figure. Which means I, like so many of my generation, have had a rough time financially. You don't say. Well, maybe if you'd went to trade school instead of university, you wouldn't have had such a hard time. I'm facing student loans. Yeah, I called it. High inflation. Yeah, thanks to the libtard policies that you voted for. And stagnant wages. Yeah, due to bringing in millions and millions of illegal aliens and inviting women hell. Nay, incentivizing more women to join the workforce, thereby diluting the labor pool. The cost of living is high. And unfortunately, I'm not a trust fund kid with wealthy relatives. Yet not many people are. While other people my age may be sacrificing dreams of home ownership, children, and a career they love. Well, not the third world people that are coming into America. They're being paid by the government to have and take care of their anchor baby kids, so they'll vote Democrat. One trick up my sleeve has helped me more than anything. Polyamory. Oh, God. Yeah. So now we're getting into the vicinity, we're getting into degeneracy for financial gain. Because normalizing, decriminalizing, destigmatizing, say, prostitution, that's not enough. Now we have to do all that, but when it comes to polyamorous relationships, in fact, we have to incentivize it by convincing people that there's a financial gain to be had. Yeah, because life is all about materialism, right? And money. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not important, but this is making it the center of your being and essentially programming people to be more concerned about that than anything else. And of course, you're trying to make this degeneracy attractive. Hey, look, not only will you get to have sex with multiple people and it's okay, you'll get to live with these people and have ready access, but you'll save money. Ooh. My husband Daniel and I agreed to try polyamory in December 2015. Oh, God. We had married in 2008 and had 2 children. But, they got 2 kids! So they're bringing up their kids in this degenerate, hedonistic, no-holds-barred home. Lovely. It was certainly an adjustment from our conservative upbringing. Yeah. For the first few years, we tended to date other people who were also in primary relationships with other people. Is that what they call it now? Primary? Yeah. It's not monogamous because we're banging other people, so we'll go, it's my primary relationship. Really? How is it primary when you're banging other people? It's the one that's more important to me. Is it, though, if you're banging other people? We didn't think we'd live with future partners. Yeah. You actually don't have to. But of course, you're going to find some kind of justification, right? Yeah. Lazy buggers. We don't have to go out and find people to bang other than our respective other. We want them to live with us. Yeah, make it easier. Yeah. But when I met Ty in 2018, my perspective began to change. Yeah. Sucker who would shoulder a third of the bills. Yeah. Take some of the financial weight off you in exchange for absolutely nothing. Does he get fertility? No, he doesn't get to have kids with you. Does he get to be the primary? No. He's just a loser with no self-esteem, looking for cheap rent, I guess. The five of us became very close-knit, like a family. Yeah, the Munsters. Yeah, the Munsters, baby. Degenerate freaks. To be clear, Ty and Daniel don't date. We're not in a throuple. I don't know what the distinction is. What do you mean when you say Ty and Daniel don't date? Is she saying they don't, like, get into relations with one another? Well, I didn't think that was the case necessarily. Is that a throuple? Is that some kind of distinction like throuples, so where the dudes are banging each other as well as the woman at the same time? See, there's so many of these weird, degenerate relationships popping up, and I can't keep track. Where what's called a V in the polyamory world, oh great, there's more names and titles for this shit, so we can normalize it. I date both men separately, and they don't date each other. Yeah, well, I guess that makes it okay. At the beginning of 2020, after much planning and discussion, we decided to all rent the house and move in together. One big, happy, freakazoid family. Finances were a big reason. Yeah, because marriage and relationships, it should all center around finance. Not anything pesky like, emotions, love, values, virtues. No. Until this summer, I was the breadwinner. Imagine that. Early this year, I made around $70K a year. This is the woman? Yeah, that explains it. It's usually the woman that wants this kind of weird relationship, right? Wants to have her cake and eat it too. Thank you very much, Ephonism. And since she was the breadwinner, she could call the shots. But this summer, I quit my full-time writing job. My full-time writing job, I started working part-time as an editor, so I could work on a book about polyamory and Christianity. Oh, God. Yeah, they have nothing to do with each other. While taking on more freelance work. Now my salary is inconsistent and much lower, closer to $25,000 a year, give or take. Well, whose choice was that? Nobody told you to do that. But since I wanted to do whatever I wanted to embrace this hedonistic lifestyle, yeah. Yeah. Daniel, a teacher at a private school, makes about $55,000 a year and carries health insurance for me, the kids, and himself. Is that the husband? This job is recent and it enabled me to follow my freelance dreams and write a book, but not to live at the station you become accustomed to, not to have the comforts you're used to. So in comes the other partner. Meanwhile, Ty takes home about $75,000 as a local banking corporation's process manager. Dude's making $75K. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but that's up there. I mean, he'll probably in 10 years be making six figures. He's got options. What's he doing? Wow. He decided to get his BA in software engineering a few years ago. Ty has no student loan debt. Thanks to a higher education program with his company where he's worked for almost a decade. So he's got a bright future. And that's him, I guess. That's Ty. That's the significant other dude that is essentially renting a room and banging the broad whenever she gets bored with hubby. Yeah, he looks like a simp, doesn't he? That's so sad. Can you imagine? You make a decent living, you got a good education, you've got no student loan debt, this guy could afford his own house, and yet he thinks so little of himself that he's willing to share a woman with her husband. Oh, man. This guy must be made of soy. Oh, yeah. Typical dad bod. He just emits soylent vapors from every pore of his being. Smells like soy. If you were to test the soy vapors around his body, they'd be off the charts. Daniel and my finances are entangled. Daniel and I have had a joint bank account for over a decade. We file our taxes jointly, and we share a savings account and a credit card. Meanwhile, Ty is legally single and files as such, so we don't share a joint checking account. He has his own. I'd be willing to bet that he doesn't have ownership in the house either. Oh, wait, are they renting? Okay, so they're sharing the rent, I guess. I wonder if he's even on the lease, though. Still, Ty and I have several credit cards and saving account together to show financial attachment in case we run into legal issues involving polyamory. Aha. Yeah. So this guy, Ty, means nothing to them except a wallet. You know, she's an effeminist. In much of the U.S., children can have only 2 legal guardians. We want to make sure that if Daniel and I, croak, Ty can continue parenting our children. Oh, wow. You want this? Well, okay. Why would you? Are your parents dead? You have no brothers and sisters? Oh, she's talking about Christianity. I think what happened here is that she was raised Christian. She was raised Catholic or something like that. Raised by very, as they say, conservative parents. And so they probably disowned her and want nothing to do with her. Either that or, as in typical libtardo fashion, she has disowned them because she finds their conservative values horrific and intolerable. Yeah, this from the tolerant left. Since he's not their legal guardian and I'm not his legal spouse, shared finances over a long period would help in court. Our finances don't need to be evenly split, but they need to be fair. Yeah. Oh, while there are 3 of us, there are only 2 checking accounts. One is Ty's and the other belongs to me and Daniel. Yeah. We split the rent, $1,537 a month. Ty, Daniel, and I pay $837, and Ty pays $700. He gets a house and occasional bang mate for $700 a month, and she gets a free babysitter so she can go out with her husband, her primary, and, since she's getting all this free labor from this pathetic loser Ty, who has clearly low to no self-esteem, she throws him a little tail every once in a while. That's great for her. Not so much for these 2 dudes, though. Daniel and I cover the cell phone bill. Well, yeah, they're your cell phones. We're all in the same one. Okay. Oh, so he gets a cell phone paid for as well. Still doesn't cover all the free labor. Meanwhile, where are the feminists out there wailing and screaming about all the free labor this loser guy here, Ty, is providing to these 2 people in exchange for not very much compensation? And he's paying rent. He shouldn't have to pay any rent, honestly. The amount of labor that he's giving these people for free, he should be getting free room in there. But no. Wow, this polyamory thing's a good grift, man. Well, at least for those 2, Ty is losing out big time. We all contribute to gifts, healthcare costs, and our kids' needs. Wow! Ty contributes to gifts for your kids? He's a free babysitter? He's probably buying food that I'm sure you eat. He's paying an equal part of the bills? Wow. What a loser. And our kids' needs, and pay individually for our cars or clothes. Occasionally, we may make a slightly bigger purchase, such as a video game console. They're just adult children, laptop or TV, and whoever has the most extra cash typically pays. Well, it would be Ty, because he has the least expenses. And I'm sure he's okay with that, because he's a giant simp loser. We always discuss it with each other beforehand. Yeah, and browbeat him into doing it, because he makes the most money. You have so much, we have so little. Gotta spread the wealth around, Ty. So far, we haven't had a substantial disagreement about money. As we have similar views about spending and saving. Ty will occasionally cover an extra bill. Yeah, I bet he will, loser, when we're struggling. I love it. He's just their fallback ATM. Or let me know if he needs any help with expenses. Yeah, he doesn't. He makes a good living. He doesn't need you, but you need him. Well, actually, it seems like he does need them because he's such a pathetic loser, or at least he thinks he does. We have a weekly family meeting to discuss chores, scheduling, and finances. Oh, jeez. Really? Okay. Yeah, his chores should be 0. All right. He's already contributing so much, I'm sure. Yeah. Such as paying for things for your kids. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Recently, we've begun the process of buying a home. Oh, my God. I wonder if Ty is going to be on the deed for that house. I have my doubts. As we started looking to buy a home together, things got a bit complicated. You think? It's not finalized yet, but Ty and Daniel are on the mortgage application. Yeah. I'm not, because my income as a self-employed freelancer is too recent for the mortgage company to consider. That's interesting. So these dudes are buying you a house, which you're in no way accountable for. Is it just me, or is this whole poly grift just a way for women to be even less accountable and have less responsibility than they already do, and to try and take their lives from easy mode to super easy, cheat mode? I have all the cheat codes, and so super easy mode. What's a mode called where you have all the cheat codes and you're essentially immortal and can't be harmed by any bad guy? Whatever that's called, that's what she's got. It requires 2 years of self-employment, but putting Daniel and Ty on alone together is another way to ensure we're connected legally and financially, even though you're not contributing financially. At least not in the down payment, nor in the accountability aspect, i.e. if the loan is defaulted on, guess who isn't held accountable? Her! Now there's the hubby. He looks pretty pathetic as well. Suspenders. And, yeah. Horrible neck beard. Skinny, fat, dead bod, just like the other guy. They're both just oozing soy essence. Story goes on to say, polyamory has been a life-saving decision to me financially, especially as someone who's married and has kids. Yeah, these people are so irresponsible. So I don't have a problem with people that want to live some kind of like extended adolescence. You want to be a 40-year-old teenager, be my guest. But when you bring children into the world, you got to grow up, all right? You got to give up this laissez-faire, lackadaisical, cavalier attitude toward life. You got to stop hopping from bed to bed. You got to stop prioritizing your escapades and start prioritizing more solid, meaningful activities that essentially show your children a good role model and teach them good lessons, because kids learn more by what you do than what you say. These people are very irresponsible. Until a third person was contributing to my family's budget, I wasn't able to quit my job and be a freelance writer. Yeah, because of course men always have to subsidize women's dreams. Ladies, equality? I want somebody to subsidize my dreams. When is that going to happen? Never. I've got the wrong bits. Yeah, I never dreamed of being able to own a house. You don't. Your husband does, and this Thai guy. With 3 incomes, it's easier to get by. Yeah, well, that's all that matters, right? Life being ever easier, ever more decadent, right? Able to indulge in ever more pleasures of the flesh and be as hedonistic as possible. This will allow me to be even more of a hedonistic scumbag. Sharing your resources among loved ones, whether you're romantic or not, might seem scary, but it's a great way to support each other. It's a great way to support each other. It's a horrible way to raise kids and find meaning and fulfillment. But hey. Whatever. Anything goes, right, liberals? You've been liberated. Yeah, liberated to destroy yourselves. Get this pathetic loser. Oh, my God. Because, of course, no guy that actually had any self-esteem that wasn't a pathetic loser would get into this kind of situation. There you go. So I've talked about this kind of decadence before. And so decadence is when life becomes too easy, right? It's when life becomes easy and people lose the understanding that you need to have hardship and hurdles and obstacles to overcome to be a strong, successful human being. Without those things, you're never going to reach your full potential, whether you're a man or a woman. Okay? So life has become too easy. But unfortunately, with that ease, there hasn't been an understanding to counter that ease, to counter that increasing decadence. It used to be that people understood that as life got easier, they had to self-enforce hardship within their own lives. And parents understood there was a time when they understood that they had to create hardship and obstacles in their children's lives. They couldn't make their kids' lives too easy, and they couldn't succumb to the ease of their own lives, or they would become too soft. And then that decadence would lead to degeneracy, and degeneracy would spread and lead to degradation of Western culture. And what do we have? Western culture degrading as degeneracy becomes widespread. Now I have embraced a number of different martial disciplines in my life that I practice on a near daily basis. It's very hard, it's very difficult, and the discipline required to do so is not easy. Boom! You see, I understand that I need hardship, I need obstacles, I need things that require discipline and commitment that are difficult on a physical and mental level. And I have to force myself to do them. Some days I don't want to do them. Some days, I want to skip. I don't skip. Anyway, let me know what you think of this, what is either a new trend in reality, or it's a new trend that the powers that be want to become the new normal. Yes, destroying the family, destroying the patriarchal unit, destroying the man's power, infusing them ever more so that they have such low testosterone levels that they don't want to protect their families, they don't care about protecting their families, they don't care about protecting their communities, protecting their countries. None of that matters. Just the next hit, just the next fix, just the next pleasurable decadent experience. Let me know what you think in the comment section of the poly movement. Is it good? Is it a great thing because it might save you money and allow you to be more hedonistic and more of a glutton and a hedonist and a sexual deviant? Or is it really, really bad because it steals the very meaning from those things that are supposed to bring the most fulfillment in life? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. On YouTube, I am known as Bachelor Philosopher. On Alt Tech, i.e. Rumble and BitChute, I am known as The Realist Philosopher. If you'd like to support my continued content creation, go check out my Patreon, where I am The Realist Philosopher. It's a per-piece content creation Patreon, meaning that I take these live streams, I post them edited and polished up, better sound, better everything. And it's like listening to your favorite radio show, but without any ads. And you can put a cap on that. By the way, if I make 8 pieces in a month, you donate $1. It's $8. You only want it to be $7. You can cap it at 7. So it's up to you how much you donate. Any amount is greatly appreciated. Also, super chats are active if you would like to make a donation. And on that note, I'm out of here. I am Bachelor Philosopher, also known as The Realist. And I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.